Okay, let's take a look at the Kunai set. So to start off, let's take a look at the Kunai Ninja's stats and how it's balanced, then we'll take a look at some actual gameplay footage. So as you can see, a lot of the stats here are pretty average, as most of the classes are, but when we take a look at that life and attack, you see that stuff is high as hell. Like, that stuff is god tier max, but in exchange for that life and attack, you are taking a massive hit to defense. Your base stat total on defense, a mere 30, plus 5 over your base 25, whereas your attack though, your attack is a base 90 and your base life is 1.2k. On top of that small defense hit, you'll see speed is quite average, whereas normally a ninja will have quite high speed due to being able to use the ninja star ability permanently and getting an extremely high base speed, but in exchange for that speed, you're given an extra 15 attack upon pressing spacebar with this new ninja ability. It is extremely broken. If you have a good enough pet, you basically have permanent 105 base damage or attack, which is ridiculous. With that being said, I'm going to move on from this stats section. You're all here to see some in-game footage and some gameplay, so gameplay you will get. Okay, so as you can see on screen, I load in and I get immediately lucky loading into this first realm with a biff. I was not expecting to get that lucky by any means, but do kill it. But as you can see, whenever I press spacebar, I get the little attack buff icon over my head. I referred to it earlier. That is the 15 attack bonus that I get for pressing spacebar, which is a part of the ability. Also, whenever I get hit, you'll see that I shoot out 3 little spikes, or just piercing projectiles that do 500 damage each, and really go with the theme of the glass cannon set. So this set really is just a glass cannon thing. You get it from crystals, glass, similar. It really makes sense. It's a really cool set, and as you can see though, I do take a lot of damage from almost every shot, which kind of stinks, but at the same time, I have so much health that it's like, it's insane to me to think about, like, 600 health is half health. Like, there's classes that viably run at 700 health, 800 health, stuff like that, like, reliably. And then you've just got this guy, like, oh yeah, my half health, 600. Your full health, 700. That's just bizarre to me. But anyways, let's go move on to this next clip. Okay, so here you can see I'm doing a Davy Jones locker. Quite a fun dungeon overall. This is probably one of my favorites in the game, just a quick side note. But I have my kunai switched off because, as I mentioned during the beginning of the video, having the kunai set gets rid of your speedy, and so I was just like, alright, well, I can literally just take a ninja star, have it as a swap out, and then boom. Easy peasy. I've got speedy back. But something to note, if you do take off the ninja star, or the set piece ninja star, and replace it with a typical ninja star, you're going to be sacrificing 5 more defense, so it is not recommended to rush Godland, stuff like that. That does a lot of damage to low defense enemies, or low defense targets like yourself, so just be very wary of that. Not using the full set gives you extremely low defense, lower than a wizard, sorcerer, anything like that. You're just extremely squishy, which is kind of countered though by the long range of the kunai itself. If you can afford to get in, you can land all 3 shots, giving you tons of damage. But if you can't, you can always hit 1 or 2. If you hit 1, you're extremely likely to hit 2, which is still a very good DPS katana, especially with that base 90 damage. And if you need a swap out, for example, I'm using a ray katana as a swap out because sometimes I need that extra range for certain bosses where I don't want to go in and risk taking all that extra damage in exchange for losing 5 defense and a little bit of attack. So let's move on to this next clip. And in this clip, we're clearing out some gods and doing a rock dragon. As you can see, just simply, the god clearing is pretty good. You have pretty good base damage, and with the buff, you're actually going to shred through gods quite quickly. Even though it doesn't feel as seamless or as fast as like a Doom bow or a Coral bow, it is quite speedy, and there's no like problem with clearing gods, even though that low defense does make you more susceptible to like Medusa bombs, Ghost God shots. It's not the most forgiving set, but it's also not bad. So as you can see, I take a lot of health, but at the same time you have to realize whenever I do drop below like 500 health or whatever, I'm still basically at half health, but it just feels a lot scarier because, you know, at 500 health, you're just 2-3 shots away from potentially dying because you have super low defense. So yeah, that's Godlands for you. It's very manageable, but you also kind of don't want to get clapped. Alright, so as a little bit of a bonus clip, I still have one more after this to show, but this one's just kind of, you know, in the middle of my recording, and I was like, dude, oh my god, you actually shred. I mean, absolutely shred all of the enemies in Deadwater Docks, and it's not even close. I don't get any loot from those D-Docks, but I just wanted to show that clip. It's super easy to rush and kill enemies in that dungeon with this set. But yeah, next up we have Oryx, so here we go. Alright, so for this Oryx chicken fight, I actually used Ray Katana for the majority of the fight. This kind of illustrates the point I made earlier about the set being really good with swap outs, and how the Ray Katana is really good for range, because I'm on such a squishy class that I want to keep that extra range. But at the time, I didn't really think about how like all the really damaging shots armor pierce anyways, but like I just wanted that extra range, extra safety, so I went with, wait, no, they don't armor pierce. For some reason, I thought those stars armor pierced, but I'm just small brain, I guess. Alrighty. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted that extra range, and it worked out really well for me. I was still doing plenty of damage, and you're still going to get soulbound. This set has such a high base attack that even if you swap out the quartz cutter for something else, you're going to be a-okay. And yeah, Oryx chicken was just fine. And you'll see here, I switch on the quartz cutter and switch off the kunai. This is so I can get my set bonus back for having 3 pieces, and also get my speedy buff for using the regular ninja star. As you know, having 3 pieces of the set is better, so there's no reason for me to have the Ray Katana on if I get a set bonus for having the quartz cutter. So rushing is just fine. You still have 1100 base stat for health, and you're not going to take that much damage from rushing Wine Cellar if you're on a ninja, just because you're so fast and you can dodge almost everything. All the shots are really slow except for like explosions, so it's really not that bad whatsoever. And for the Oryx fight itself, I stick with the 3/4 set for the beginning, which I cut out because it was really lame because no one was stunning, but switch to the full set later to get that extra health and to get that attack bonus. So this phase actually really benefits this class because it's all armor piercing shots. I tank a little bit more than I'd like, and our heals are not stellar, but since everything's armor piercing, it's 12 shots to die essentially. But with that said, that's not going to happen because it's almost impossible to take that many shots in a row in this big of an Oryx without getting healed or my pet just taking care of business. So yeah, quiet dance phase. This phase is just really easy in my opinion. Yeah, I see no problems. I enjoyed this one. A lot of people still tend to die, and I am going to go on a fat rant later about the days rotation phase, because oh my god, no one does that phase right, and it pisses me off. I honestly thought the boss was dead, that's why I backed out there, and I almost got clapped for it. But to finish off the fight, just stick with the same old set. Easy peasy, cruising from here. I don't trust that knight because he is not standing very close, so I switched to Ray Katana to get that extra range, and let's see what we get. Anella Det. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's all I got for you for this video. I hope you enjoyed that set overview / review, and the gameplay footage was sufficient enough for your tastes. And I will see you in the next video. I'm going to be making a quality video next time, or at least that's the hope. But it should be one that'll help a lot of players out who are returning to the game in the near future. Basically a welcome back, here's what you missed, an update on economy, STs, stuff like that. And I'm going to keep this video under 10 minutes so I don't look like a sellout. I will see you in the next one. Like, subscribe if you want. If not, that'll make me sad, but it would be greatly appreciated. And have a good one. Peace.